Your dog bit my daughter, 50 grand, and not a penny less, or this isn't over. The words hit me on what was supposed to be a completely ordinary afternoon, just a quick run to CVS for vitamins. My emotional support dog, Buddy, was leashed right by the entrance, his muzzle securely fastened, just like always, until that woman in the red dress stormed in, shrieking, pointing at a tiny scratch on her daughter's cheek and pinning it all on him. The store's security camera caught her secretly slipping off Buddy's muzzle, but it didn't catch the 3 seconds that mattered most. A doctor confirmed the mark didn't look like a dog bite, but the court still ordered me to pay $30,000. She took her story to a live stream, crying, turning me into a target for the entire internet. Death threats flooded my phone. My grandma begged her for mercy, only to be shoved and screamed at in public. And then I saw it. Footage from a shop across the street that revealed a truth so cold it froze the blood in my veins. This time, I'm the one with the power. This time, I'm the one watching her get on her knees and beg. And this time, I'm the one who gets to say no. The automatic doors of the CVS slid open, and the scene that unfolded made my blood run cold. A woman in a garish red dress was clutching a little girl, maybe 4 or 5 years old. The girl was wailing, and on her right cheek was a thin 1 centimeter scratch. Broken skin beaded with a tear-like drop of blood, and my Buddy, my sweet golden retriever, stood beside them, looking utterly lost. The muzzle I'd carefully put on him was hanging uselessly from his collar. Is this your dog? The woman snapped, her eyes locking onto mine with a predatory gleam. Your animal mauled my Daisy's face. Look at it. Just look. She roughly turned the little girl's head towards me, forcing the scratch into view. My throat tightened, my whole body went rigid. That's impossible, I stammered, the words feeling hollow. Buddy's a trained emotional support animal. I put his muzzle on before I came in. Are you blind? Her voice shot up an octave, sharp enough to make heads turn from the sidewalk. Where's the muzzle now? Huh, my daughter's face is ruined, and you're standing here making excuses. She pointed a trembling, accusatory finger at the muzzle dangling from Buddy's neck, a triumphant smirk spreading across her face. I knelt, my hands shaking as I checked Buddy over. His fur was clean, his mouth free of any blood or saliva. His eyes were as gentle as ever, with none of the frantic energy of a dog that had just attacked, but the muzzle was definitely off. It was just hanging there, inexplicably. Nothing to say now. Are you? The woman pressed, savoring her victory. My daughter is scarred for life. How is she ever going to get married? This has ruined her future. $50,000, not a penny less, or we're settling this with the cops. I sucked in a sharp breath. 50,000. My savings had been bled dry by medical bills and therapy sessions for the depression that had shadowed me for years. It was just me and my grandma living off her meager pension. We didn't have that kind of money. That's extortion, I whispered, finding a sliver of courage. Extortion. She laughed, a harsh ugly sound. She pulled out her phone and waved it in my face. You want to call it that? Fine, let's call the police. Let's have them decide whose unleashed animal attacked a child. Let's see who's responsible then. She was already dialing, her thumb jabbing at the screen. A crowd was gathering, their phones held up like small rectangular vultures, recording everything. The world started to spin. Buddy was the reason I was still alive. He had pulled me back from the edge more times than I could count. He wouldn't just bite someone, he couldn't. My frantic eyes scanned the area, and then I saw it, a small, dark dome mounted above the pharmacy door, a security camera. A wave of relief washed over me. You have a camera, I said, turning to the pharmacist. Can we please see the footage? The pharmacist hesitated, but I saw a flicker of something in the woman's eyes. Panic. Fine by me, she muttered, quickly regaining her composure. Let's see it. I've got nothing to hide. The pharmacist agreed, leading us to a back office to view the monitor. The footage was clear. It showed me walking up with Buddy, carefully fitting his muzzle and leashing him securely to the door handle before I went inside. Proof I had taken every precaution. About 3 minutes later, the woman, Brenda, appeared with her daughter Daisy. She glanced left, then right, before crouching down in front of Buddy, and then her hands reached out and unclipped the muzzle. My blood boiled. Why did you take off his muzzle? I demanded. Her face flushed, but she recovered instantly. My daughter wanted to pet the dog. How was I supposed to know it was a rabid beast? We kept watching, but just after she removed the muzzle, a man walking past blocked the camera's view completely. When he moved out of the frame, Daisy was already on the ground, crying. The crucial few seconds were a complete blind spot. See, Brenda's voice was dripping with venom. What does that prove? It proves your dog wasn't muzzled, and my daughter got bit. That's a fact. You took the muzzle off. I shot back, my fists clenched, and the camera never even showed him bite her. Bullshit, she screamed, cutting me off. He didn't bite her. Then where did the gash on her face come from? Did it fall from the sky? You listen to me. You're not leaving here today until you pay up. Just then, the sound of sirens grew louder, ending in a sharp chirp outside. 2 police officers walked into the pharmacy. Brenda's face crumpled into a mask of tearful victimhood. Officers, thank God you're here. Her vicious dog attacked my daughter, and now she's denying everything. I quickly explained my side of the story, showing them the video, my voice trembling. She's demanding $50,000. She says my dog did this. The older officer, whose name tag read Miller, studied Daisy's face, then glanced at his partner. He frowned at me. First things first, you need to get the child to a hospital for a rabies shot. We'll sort out the rest later. In the ER, a doctor examined the wound while cleaning it. Are you sure a dog did this? He asked casually. Brenda and I both froze. Dog bites usually have puncture marks, tearing, the doctor explained, pointing at the scratch. This one is a clean line. It looks more like a scrape from something sharp. I felt a surge of hope. Officers, did you hear that? I told you Buddy didn't do it. This is a shakedown. Brenda's eyes narrowed into slits. What are you trying to say? That I did this to my own daughter? She turned to the doctor, her voice dangerously low. You need to be very careful what you say, doctor. If this was a dog bite and you misdiagnose it, can you handle the liability for what happens next? The doctor's expression went rigid. He looked down and continued cleaning the wound without another word, but Officer Miller had noticed. He gave Brenda a long, thoughtful look after the shot was administered. The younger officer tried to mediate. Even if it was the dog, it's a superficial wound. 50,000 is an unreasonable amount. Unreasonable, Brenda sneered. My daughter was beautiful. Her life is ruined because of this woman's mutt. Can you put a price on that? Are you officers on her side? Did she pay you off? Fine, I'll file a complaint against both of you. Officer Miller sighed, shooting me a weary glance. Ma'am, focus on the child's treatment for now. We can discuss compensation later. Seeing this woman was determined to play dirty, I knelt in front of the little girl Daisy. I asked softly, can you tell me, did the doggy really bite you? Daisy's eyes were puffy and red. She glanced at me nervously, then looked down, her tiny hand clutching her mother's dress. She didn't say a word. Brenda yanked the child behind her. Don't you dare try to intimidate my daughter. daughter. We're done here now. When am I getting my money? I took a deep breath and held up 5 fingers. This is the most I can give you. Brenda's eyes lit up. 5,000. I shook my head, my voice barely a whisper. 500. It's all I have. I just wanted this nightmare to end. 500. She laughed, a sound full of scorn. Are you kidding me? You think my daughter's face is worth $500? You have two options. 50,000 or I'll see you in court. I stood there, frozen, the blood draining from my face. $50,000. That was more than my grandma and I lived on for years. Where would I get that kind of money? My phone buzzed. The screen said, Grandma, I answered, and before I could even speak, the tears started to fall. Jenna, honey, your lunch is getting cold. Are you coming home? Her gentle voice asked. Grandma, I sobbed, the single word carrying all my fear and despair. I choked out the story. There was a pause on the other end, then her voice, soft but firm. Don't you worry, sweetheart. Tell Grandma where you are. I'm on my way. 20 minutes later, I saw her hurrying through the hospital entrance. The summer sun had matted her white hair to her forehead with sweat. She saw me immediately and rushed over, grabbing my hand. Jenna, Grandma's here. The familiar, clean scent of her soap filled my senses, and my heart ached. Don't worry, she whispered, patting my back. Grandma will handle this. She turned to Brenda, forcing a polite smile. Ma'am, I'm Jenna's grandmother. The girl is so young, and the scratch isn't too deep. Could you maybe accept a little less? Get away from me, you old hag, Brenda snarled, shoving my grandmother aside. I caught her before she could fall. Your granddaughter can't control her animal, and you have the nerve to bargain with me. 50,000. If I don't see it, I'll make sure she ends up in jail. Grandma's wrinkled hands were trembling, but she kept the pained smile on her face. Please, we're not refusing to pay. We truly don't have that much money. No money, Brenda scoffed. Then sell your house, sell your blood. I don't care. If I don't have the money in 1 week, we're going to court. She snatched my phone out of my hand, used it to call her own number, saved my contact inform.